Defenders of the earth. Defenders. Lord of the jungle, the hero who stalks. The beasts call him brother, the goes to war. Phantom. Defenders of the earth. Defenders.
Welcome to the Real Comic Heroes Podcast. Your adventure into the world of comic book movies starts here.
Greetings, citizens, and welcome to another adventure of the Real Comic Heroes Podcast. My name's Travis.
And I'm Patrick. Got a special guest today.
Is that me again? Yeah, it's me.
Yep. Guess who's back?
Back again.
Guess who's back?
It's Jonathan. If it's pulpy, I'm going to talk. If you're covering your face in a superhero, I'm going to be the one that's going to be the guest. It's Judge Dredd, the Phantom.
Covering your face in a superhero?
No, cover your face if you're a superhero that covers his face. I will be on the show. Can't wait to talk about the Phantom.
Jeez.
I just stole your joke.
Yeah. So, does Superman count if he's wearing glasses?
Don't
no.
think
Is
so.
that his mask?
Do you think I'm covering my face? I'm wearing glasses right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Patrick is
I
very
wouldn't know who
confused
you
by
were
glasses.
if you took your glasses off.
Patrick, does it help
Yeah.
that I'm also wearing a big purple leotard and a giant ring and a belt that James Remar
It doesn't
stabbed
hurt.
through the bag? Okay, good.
That's pretty sweet, actually.
It is. I don't quite fill it out the same way, but, you know.
No. Yeah, I think if I put that on, I'd be more jelly bean-like.
Oh, I'd look like Grimace. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh,
We're
there's
talking
an
about
image.
1936's The Phantom.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, we're going to go panel by panel through
Yes.
the old pulps.
That's how this show works, right?
Exactly.
I have misunderstood this show. I'm so sorry.
It was all leading to this.
I did like I did in high school. I just watched the movie.
Oh, okay. Well,
They made a movie out of the comic?
Yeah, I know. They really were scraping the barrel.
yeah.
They're like, what properties are in, like, I'm sure they were like, well, which one's cheap? This is pre-MCU, pre-so many things.
What property hasn't been touched that we should have made, I don't know, 3 years ago?
Or what should have been
3
made in
years
the,
ago.
the 50s? What
Yeah.
should have been a movie in the 50s? Let's make it now, but like it's in the 50s. Like we made it in the 50s, but with color.
Yeah.
And camp. There's a lot of camp in this movie.
Oh, man.
Mostly brought to us by Treat Williams, but there's a lot of camp.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
boy.
just hit on the best part of this movie.
There's so many best parts of this movie. Just so you know up front, I am a fan of this movie.
Of course you are.
Of course I am. It's dumb and fun. It's super dumb
Yeah.
and fun. It does not take itself seriously at all,
Right.
which they
It's-
could have done. They could have easily been like, "Oh, the Phantom, he's
Yeah.
those two walks." Nope. It's goofy. I love it.
Well, let's just slide right into what our experience is with the Phantom. Jonathan, sounds like you probably been a fan of it since day one.
Yep, since 1936. I was there the day it came out. I got like one of those papers right before I went to war. No, I actually read this. This was in like the newspaper when I was a kid. So you go, okay, all right, guys, buckle up. It's one of those stories. Since I'm 10 years older than you guys, so I get 10 years before. Newspapers used to have this as one of the probably 15 funnies it would have. It had the
Now,
Phantom.
let's back up. Is the newspaper an app?
Yes, it's an app that it's terrible. It's an app you have to fold, and no one knows how to do it.
It's a printed
Oh,
app.
like one of those
Yeah.
folding phones. Okay, got it.
Yeah. And they
Okay.
had like apartment 3G. Nancy, not Nancy Drew, but other crappy tabloids. I mean, this stuff had been. I don't think they were writing new Phantoms in the 90s
Sure.
and 80s. These are definitely old ones, but Dick Tracy, that kind of stuff. So it's the Shadow, Dick
Prince
Tracy,
Valiant.
Yeah, Prince Valiant. That's where we are. That's where we are as in pop culture. They're taking pulp stuff from the 30s and making it into movies in the 90s. The 90s is the 30s again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Patrick, had you ever seen this before?
Yeah. I saw. I definitely didn't see it in the theater.
Yeah.
It would have. I've always confused this with The Shadow.
I don't know
Probably
why.
because of the word "the"
Yeah,
and the old-timey New Yorky
sure.
atmosphere.
Yeah,
And the fact that it looks so lived in, like the world. I'm saying that mockingly. It looks like everything's a set. Everything.
yeah, oh yeah,
The only thing that's not a set is
Yeah,
the jungle.
right.
Yeah, and then I also confused it with is there a Batman character like that? He's like, oh, maybe it's the Gray Ghost.
Could be.
Is that
Then
a
there was
Batman character?
the Phantasm, which we talked about. I mean,
The Phantasm.
You might just
Okay,
kind of be
so there was one. Okay,
mixing some
yeah.
stuff.
So this one got mixed up in all this old school like gumshoe era
right?
like characters to me. So I remember seeing it and thinking, hey, that's all right, and then moving on.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Also, if
I
you're
remember the ring was cool.
If you're a fan of,
that was about
if you're
it.
a fan of the Venture Brothers,
Yeah.
one guy, the Limbless Wonder, whatever his name is, Phantom Limb. He kind of looks.
Phantom
Phantom
Limb.
Limb is kind of dressed like the Phantom.
Mm.
He's
Yeah,
wearing the Phantom's
yeah.
costume. It's like a purple with a little mask.
Huh.
So if you watch that, if you're a fan of that, it's this but with arms and legs. So if that helps, does that help?
Doesn't hurt.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen this movie.
Really?
I don't think so. I think going into it, I thought I had.
I mean, you've seen it now, right?
Seen it now.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
I thought I would have memory of watching it at some point, but I really didn't. I remember watching some of the Defenders of the Earth cartoon that featured, characters like the Phantom,
Defenders
Mandrake
of
the
the-
Magician.
Mandrake.
Yeah.
I remember the
Phantom.
Phantom, the opening. Go listen to it. If you're not listening to it
Oh,
right now, go listen to
Defenders
Defenders of
of
the
the
Earth. Yeah, the title sequence is so good.
Oh, it is.
So much better than the show.
Yeah. So
Flash
I remember
Gordon.
watching some of that and just having a general understanding of the Phantom, the whole like the beast calling brother, the ghost who walks, he has a strength of 10 men. I know more about the lore of the Phantom without ever having really seen much of it or even read any of the comics. I don't know why I just picked it up over the years. But I've definitely listened to other podcasts like How Did This Get Made? I think they did a Phantom episode covering this movie, so I'm generally familiar with it. But yeah, having watched it yesterday, I don't think I've ever seen this.
Which is unfair that How Did This Get Made did this. This is not bonkers that they made this. This is
No, yeah,
like this is like it's not well conceived. The costumes are great and Billy Zane's great, but it's nothing. It's not crappy.
right.
I mean, you'll definitely roll your eyes at this movie's dialogue, but
But I think it fits in the era that it's trying to be.
Yeah.
It is it's set in 1938, 39. It's that pulp era. Indiana Jones a little bit. I mean, it's
the beginning of the movie
Just-
with James Remar is
yeah,
is Indiana Jones.
yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, that was my first note. Yeah.
Okay.
That James
Crappy
Remar is Indiana Jones.
I mean, I wrote down like Leo pointing GIF. It does open up. This is just Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
It's some adventurers stalking through the jungle, trying to steal some stuff.
With a
but
kid.
with a kid, yeah. And then there's a truck chase. All of that stuff. But even saying that, like that works for me. And it's definitely copying Indiana Jones, but I think in an okay way. They're doing it the right way. And this is a property that predates Indiana Jones, so really they're not stealing. They're just, it's I don't know. It feels natural to the source material, I believe. We do get this like little bit up front
Oh yeah, the pre
talking about the old pirates of the Sang Brotherhood, and they killed. I don't even know if they ever name the sailor that they kill, but it's someone in the Walker family, lineage.
Yeah. There's a couple things for that. Oh, first it says, for those who came in late. That's
yeah.
the first line of the movie. It's on the screen. And it turns into the spider logo.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
looked up
what?
the for those who came in late, and it ties back to the old serial or the old newspaper strips and the comics. They would put that in, because I think like George Lucas kind of always started his movies out that way, with the idea that you would go to the cinema on a Saturday and catch part, chapter whatever of a story that's already been in progress. So it's a nice, it feels like a nice nod to that sort of stuff. So
on the naming stuff, I did look up. They said they don't know, even from the comics, his last name of Walker may not be Walker because he's the ghost who walks.
Oh, okay.
And it may be he took that name, like his family took the name of Walker.
Okay.
But who knows? Maybe it all worked out. Maybe he was. Maybe his little kid's name was.
I thought it was Christopher Walker was the original, but
yes, Christopher Walker. You
Um,
got to put this ring up somewhere, bud. You gotta put it up your butt. That was my best Christopher Walken.
Yeah. There's a bit here, the kid washes up on shore after seeing his father killed by pirates, and then some native islanders, do a dance around him and
Give him a ring.
Give him a ring and set him on his quest of revenge.
Hey, the white kid's here. Give him the ring.
Our white savior's here.
There's way too much white savior in this movie.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Well, to be fair, they probably hadn't seen a white guy before, maybe, and they thought, must be an alien.
Must be an alien.
So-
Give him the ring.
He should get this. I don't know, or some kind of.
He's as white as a ghost.
Well, remember they
Yeah.
also prayed to a
Ooh,
big
there
white,
you
a big white skull. So in their mind, anything white must be magic.
Yeah, I don't know. I got no defense for it,
Yeah.
but
No, there's nothing. It's all bad.
Yeah.
Also, it makes no. I mean, at the beginning we see the skulls. This is our first.
Yeah.
Like we can see the big skulls, and then we see this ring, and it's like and the eyes light up, and it says the Phantom. Very, very vague. Whatever is happening.
Yeah.
They're setting up some Chekhov's skulls. So
Right. Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see them again.
Yeah, this movie is lousy with skull imagery and all that. So, which I love that about this. I love all the skull motif and everything. So, then we cut to 1938, and we're in the jungle of Bengala, and I don't know where we are in the world. I don't know where Bengala is meant to be.
Africa.
If you look, it is Africa. Okay,
It
I know
is.
If you look.
He always was the savior of, he's always been the protector of Africa.
Okay.
All of Africa.
Yeah,
Which,
sure.
good luck.
I never got that sense.
No.
Initially, I thought, are we in South America? Are we in India?
Well, I
'Cause
think,
there's
because the kids, the kid and the tribes, everybody's like not
Right,
African.
right. I mean, even just, they're showing like an Indian elephant early on.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
thought it was India because of the British. So
Yeah. There's just enough, it's just a melting pot.
Yeah, maybe
of,
we are in India, but I mean, it said Bengala jungle. I mean, and Bengala is close to Bengal, which is India. Kind of a
India, yeah. But I know if you look at the IMDb for the movie, it does say like the hero from Africa, So I know that in the original comics, it is set in Africa. It just never, at no point in the movie does it feel like we're in Africa. Not that I've, been there, but
So
it just
the
feels like
two
a
African
jungle.
superheroes. Two African superheroes are Black Panther and the Phantom.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah.
Did you hear the? Well, you
all
can
of
tell you're in
Africa
Africa
gets
when
two
you hear the
guys.
drums echoing.
Right.
tonight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot.
Or
about
if you hear the
drums.
whispers of any, quiet conversations. But when I was like, okay, because at first I was also like, okay, maybe they're in India looking for, like, the skulls have been scattered.
Oh, sure.
But
That'd be
no,
fun, yeah.
because the Phantom shows up, so we're in Africa.
Right.
I mean, he's not like, well, I just happened to ride my horse all the way over
Yeah.
here to India. See ya. It's gonna be a while.
Well, it's very convenient where I guess all the skulls are located because later on in the movie we'll come back like in search of a skull and it's the same island that the Phantom is like his home base is at. So
Yeah, does he knows the skulls are hidden, right? He knows where all the skulls are, right?
yeah, because when he encounters this first skull that James Remar and his guys are taking, he sees the skull and it's like, oh, it's one of the skulls of Tanagra or something like that. I don't know.
Tanagra.
It's something
His
like
arms wide.
that. Oh.
The walls fell. Hey, a little shout out to you Star Trek fans.
No, this is a fun opening sequence. The James Remar and his goons, they've got to cross this like rickety rope bridge with a truck, which I thought was cool. And they all decide, well, one person will drive a truck over. Who's it going to be? Let's make this little kid, this little native boy. We're going to make him do it. So immediately, these guys are no good.
I love the move where James Remar goes to hit him in the face and the kid ducks. It's such a good little move. Again, this movie, the tone of this movie, it's like, I'm going to punch you a kid in the face, but not really. I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the look on that kid's face when he made it across the bridge.
Yeah.
And it almost looked like he was going to run them all over.
I know, yeah.
He's just excited he got to drive a truck.
Yeah.
Kid's living his best life.
But even James Remar was like, oh, crap, he's going to run us over.
Yeah, hit the brakes.
So,
yeah,
yes,
these guys
James Remar's in the movie. Hell yeah. Always good. Let's talk about this first. This movie suffers from TMV, too many villains. And we are introduced to our first one.
Yeah.
This is like the Iron Man 2 problem. There are too many villains in this movie. Okay, James Remar is one of our villains. Sure. Welcome, James Remar. I will add you into the list.
Yeah.
And the guy from 3 O'Clock High. I will add you into the list as bad guys.
Yeah.
And there will be more added.
Yeah. And these guys are very much, like Jonathan, like you said, like they are Indiana Jonesing. They're grave robbers. They're, plundering. They're not planning to take it back to a museum. Someone's
That'd be
paying
awesome
them.
if one of them said that.
Yeah, it belongs to them. Shut up.
Well, they did take it back to a museum, technically,
They did.
when they meet up the
not
two
this one.
skulls.
Well, yeah. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
This belongs to a museum with the other one, so it'll make weird jungle sounds and shadows on the walls.
That's right.
Yeah, shadows
it
of
alerts-
palm trees and ferns. I don't know what that was.
We do get introduced to the Phantom. I mean, real quick. I mean, it's like 10 minutes in,
Eyeballs.
and he comes, blazing in with his 45s, and he's riding a horse, just full on purple outfit, in broad daylight. And I love that about this movie. Like, they don't shy away from showing him in that costume.
No, Billy Zane kills it in this costume.
He really does.
He is the most fit man. I mean, Billy Zane's only problem is it's not a problem. He's bald, so he's perfect for this. When he doesn't wear it, he's wearing a wig. When he's the Phantom, he can take off his wig and have perfectly round head.
Yeah.
For the costume, and it looks awesome. And he's just buff, not super buff, but buff enough.
Yeah, I don't often skim through the trivia stuff on IMDb because sometimes you never know. The one that I did see said that he worked out so much and trained. They had planned to do a Batman 89 style rubber suit for this, and he showed up ready to film, and they didn't need a muscle suit for him, so they had to scrap that and do a whatever this material is, spandex or whatever. But pretty cool. And I also heard that he was very excited to do this. He was a fan of the comics and had been really jazzed about being the Phantom. So hope that's the case.
Yeah, the only problem that this suit has is pit stains, and you will see them
Oh.
all throughout the movie. They're in wherever they are. They didn't shoot this in America, I don't think.
All the jungle stuff is like Thailand.
Yeah, so it's
hot,
hot as
humid,
balls, and he under his pits, he is sweating all the time. Anytime he lifts his arms, and I notice it every time. Like, superheroes shouldn't sweat, but I get it.
Yeah,
you're wearing a skin tight outfit in Africa, it's fine. But of all the practical costumes, this is the first that I remember, and you guys can correct me if you've seen something recently in your podcasting that you noticed. This is the first time they like kind of wove in, like printed onto the costume, some definition.
Mm-hmm.
You notice it has the skull on the front of his costume, but also like
On
some
the
of the stuff where
shoulders.
his arm, like it kind of cuts it so it looks like, a little bit more like sinew, a little bit more like muscle, even though he's totally muscular. The suit kind of helps.
Oh yeah, no, I really like the detail. It's not just plain fabric, because that would be, I think, a little bit much. But yeah, I like the pattern that they put on it with there's skulls kind of all over it. There's a lot of detail like that I would expect now.
Mm-hmm.
Even like when they did Superman Returns.
Right, I was going to say the same thing.
That
yeah.
blue material on his costume is made up of a bunch of small
Little
Superman symbols.
Yeah, that was,
and
yeah.
They did the same thing with the Raimi Spider-Man costume, not with spider symbols, but it's not just red. It's like it has this repeating pattern to kind of break it up a little bit if you look close enough. And so they've done stuff like that in the like 2000s era movies. But yeah, I'm surprised they didn't just go with a solid purple. But they probably tested that and realized it needs something. And so, yeah, it was smart to put in some detail to help break it up. But I love the look of the Phantom here.
He's a good-looking man.
And it's a solid, like, opening action sequence. He rides in on the horse and saves the kid in the truck and has a little adventure there. He does the bad guys get away with the skull. He does lose the object, but it's a good opening, sequence.
Patrick, don't you normally do what's on the poster? Is that now or at the end?
Oh, the credits, we kind of gone away from it.
Nope.
Or not the credits, the tagline. Jesus.
The
it's been so
tagline
long.
for this one's actually really good.
Oh, really?
It's slam evil.
Yeah.
And it's just a fist, and it's his fist with the skull ring on it, and it says "Slam Evil." And I was always like, "That's a really good." When I saw that poster, I was like, "I'm gonna go see this movie. That looks awesome."
Slam Evil.
I do like that too.
It's not, because it's not like they ever said "Slam." I mean, "Slam Evil" is such a non-colloquial 1936.
It doesn't fit
39.
anything. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it fits nothing. It's great.
Slam Evil.
So I didn't know if you guys. Well, I did it. I did your segment for
There
it.
you go.
Yeah.
I did want to just give a shout out to the one character that actually accomplished something in this
Okay.
opening sequence, and that is the skeleton who
Oh,
choked
yeah.
to death that one guy. And
I didn't know skeletons had that kind of finger strength.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they seem to take it in stride. They're like, get the rest of this stuff. He's been choked out by a skeleton.
Right.
It happens.
And those drums, we'll assume that somebody's playing Jumanji, and we'll move on.
Yeah, that's
So.
an interesting thing to set up here, because they don't show how that happened. That legitimately
Yeah.
is just a mystical skeleton killed a guy. That's not it's not a booby trap. It's not at first I kind of thought maybe the Phantom was in the shadows kind of doing that, but no, that's just
I'm just
a
random
guy
and never gets
legitimately
explained.
yeah. So just it lets you know, I guess, early enough on that there is some mystical shit going on here in the jungle.
Yep.
Yeah,
The jungle's kind of fighting back almost.
Yeah, mystical shit. That's a good way to put this.
Well, like
That's the
I
MacGuffin
honestly,
of this movie. It's just like
Yeah.
wave your hand at the movie and just go mystical shit. It just whatever.
I thought I haven't seen this movie since it came out, roughly. So I kept thinking that the ring did something other than what it does at the end.
Oh, okay.
And for some reason I thought he misplaced it and he was getting it back, but I guess that was the buckle of his dad. So I thought the ring played more of an important role throughout the movie. And I thought maybe he controlled it with that ring, but no.
Oh,
It's
that'd
just
be
a random
cool if he could
skeleton.
control the dead with his ring.
Or at least bones. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Mystical
thought there was
shit.
more to it.
Mystical shit,
but
yeah.
No, just random writing.
Yeah, and you were talking about that. He doesn't ever have powers other than he can talk to his wolf, but it's like a dog basically. Yeah, he doesn't have the strength of 10 men. I don't know. I don't really see it.
Yeah,
No, they don't
no.
seem to have that here, but I do know that's the part of the cartoon and the comics. He legitimately was stronger than most mortal men.
And maybe that's the point of this is the myth of
Right.
I like
yeah.
this
Yeah.
part of it. Like the myth of the Phantom is as important as the Phantom.
Yeah.
He's just a guy who's somehow American educated.
Yeah.
These guys are sent to boarding school in America, or I guess whatever country is in power at the time. I'm sure the original kid sent his
Oxford
kid, send him out in the world on a Rumspringa, and then send him back. You got to come back and gotta go fart around in this costume and fight people. Enjoy.
Fight colonialism.
What do they do if they have daughters? That was my biggest question. Are there a lot of well, we're in trouble. I've had 3 daughters.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he's Billy Zane's kit is as American white bread as he is.
Since his dad is super British.
That, and he's the original was on a random island and probably the only white guy for like 1,000 miles or something.
Yeah.
Just saying, he had to go out of his way to find a white lady.
I mean, it does. His manservant seems to be younger, like very young. So
Yeah.
obviously he's the son of someone else. So everyone he'd been around would have had an accent, and he has no accent.
And speaking of the dad, I really wanted to see a picture of him in that suit.
Man, yeah.
And
The
how they
little-
confuse the two of them.
Yeah. The little bit of memory of this movie that I thought I thought there was a flashback sequence of his dad, in the costume, kind of like his last, days. I think what I might be conflating it with is the Anthony Hopkins, Antonio Banderas Zorro, because that movie does start off with Anthony Hopkins in the Zorro costume.
Yeah, and let's be honest, I just rewatched that. It does not hold up that Anthony Hopkins looks young in that scene.
Right.
It's like, okay, let's not even.
But it's like his final days as Zorro. So
it's him.
that
It's him
works.
as an older guy. Yeah, it's the last days of Zorro.
Yeah.
Patrick McGoohan.
Yeah.
Who played,
McGoohan.
it's Longshanks. It's
Right.
From Braveheart.
Oh.
It's the king.
Gotcha.
He plays the Phantom's dad, and in the movie credits, he is Phantom's dad.
I know.
He has no name.
It's so ridiculous.
I was like, what? Come on, man.
Phantom's dad.
Can't be like Rick Walker?
Yeah.
We got Kit Walker. Oh, my God. I was I laughed. I was like, Phantom's dad. Oh, well.
Yeah, I thought that was a really weird choice to credit him, and that's just everywhere I found.
He's great
this.
in this. He's for those of you who haven't seen, if you're like waiting to hear if you should see this, he's like a ghost that he's the Phantom is the ghost who walks, but he also talks to his dad's ghost.
And no one else is aware of that. Even his manservant is like, "Were you talking to somebody?"
So
I really liked that
Yeah.
ghost dad element here.
the movie
Ghost Dad, don't say that.
Don't.
Yeah.
You can't. It's cursed. You can't talk about it. Bill Cosby has ruined Ghost Dad for everyone.
I'm taking it back by him. He's the new ghost dad.
Okay.
So it's fine. I totally thought that this was going to be Richard Harris playing his father.
Yeah, Patrick
Phantom's
McGoohan
dad.
has a
Yeah.
Richard Harris.
I don't know
vibe
why I
to
have
him.
Richard Harris is the he was the
First Dumbledore.
Emperor in Gladiator, and then the Dumbledore in the first 2 Harry Potters.
Also in
And, I mean-
the musical Camelot. He was Arthur.
Okay, just another misremembering things, and because this guy Patrick McGoohan, I only know as Longshanks from Braveheart. But he's been around forever, I guess.
I'm just saying, he looked really old to have just, hung it up 6 years ago.
Yeah, because when they said he killed him, I was kind of like, "Oh, you killed him as an old man." He's like, "No, you look exactly the same." He's like, "Oh, you killed him when he was buff
Yeah,
and not
Yeah.
old." Like if you saw like a grandpa wearing the Phantom suit, you'd be like, "Well, I could kill this old bastard, no
Yeah.
problem."
Maybe upon death he ages. We'll go with that.
Sure.
Mystical.
yeah.
So yeah, and
If you
I
wear
feel
the
like
ring, you're buff like Billy Zane.
you are buff like Billy Zane. And then they like 19 minutes in, we're swooping back to America or wherever.
Oh, New
Yeah,
York.
because then we meet Christy Swanson. She's coming home from an adventure in Siberia, somewhere cold in Russia. I think they say Siberia.
Yeah, she's basically living Titanic Girls, Kate Winslet's life from
Yeah,
at the end of
little bit.
Titanic. She kind of farts around the world and, wearing those
Bit
little
of a-
pants, wearing those riding crop pants. flying
Yeah.
airplanes, shit like that.
She's got moxie.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
a classy broad. she's got moxie. I like that.
I can't unsee Buffy the Vampire Slayer when
Sure.
I see her, though.
I can't unsee
Yeah.
Hugh Hefner's porno house.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
That's
the Playboy
totally the
Mansion.
Playboy Mansion. I'm like, come
Yeah.
on,
Porno house.
you could have done something else. Made me laugh when I first saw. I was like, hey, that's the Playboy Mansion.
I
96.
did not even realize that.
Do not touch the walls.
I mean, it was either going to be don't go to the grotto.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, black
must
light
have
house.
been science experiments in that place. Grotto. Whoa.
Yeah. I think Christy Swanson's pretty good in this role. I think she nails the vibe that they're going for. She's got that plucky can-do attitude. Just very like she can take care of herself. Totally.
She wears pants
Yeah, and
and a tie like a man.
right. But she walks into this stuffy party that her uncle is throwing, and her uncle is like the head of a newspaper. I think it's meant to be very Hearst like kind of empire, which is fitting since the Hearst empire owned the King Features syndicate that put out these newspaper strips in the
Well, they made it out after they made it out of the Titanic, so
yeah.
these guys are like living large. They're like, haha, everybody else is dead. Every other mogul was on the Titanic,
Right.
so we've done it.
Now, I had a question about Uncle Dave there.
Uncle Dave.
Is that Kit's uncle as well? Because he also calls him Uncle Dave.
No, I think that because Kit and
Okay.
Diane, they knew each other, so
Thank
knew each other
goodness.
enough to refer to him as Uncle Dave.
I wish it was just the 1930s and they were related.
Although,
it would be so much better.
Very, very.
Because they kind of
nobility,
weirded
like
me
blue
out,
blood.
honestly.
I'm so sad that Mom died. Hey, you want to go to an island and make a baby with me? Make a
Yeah.
little phantom?
I need
I'm
a
gonna put a
son.
phantom in you.
Oh, God. You want a little phantom in you?
Now put that on the poster. You want a little phantom in you? You got a little phantom in you? Would you?
Well, I believe slam evil is another euphemism for, you know,
Yep.
it all makes sense. We've unlocked it.
And Treat Williams shows up with a mustache.
Sure
Hell
does.
Yeah. Hell yeah, he
Oh,
does.
yeah.
Just grinning,
Treat Williams is in a different movie.
Sure is. Oh
He
yeah,
is in a different movie, and it's great.
man. He was hard to take for me.
He's
And
a
I
bit
don't-
much. He's a bit
He's
much.
a bit much. And I realized like I don't know Treat Williams from anything really. That
You
that
want me
sent
to
me down
introduce
the.
you? You want me to
Yeah,
introduce
please.
him? Sure.
Can you? The revelation for me was that Treat Williams was in Empire Strikes Back as an uncredited Echo Base trooper. Just one of the guys, just probably getting killed by a AT-AT.
A what?
I'm sorry, an AT-AT.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, an all-terrain armored transport.
Armored transport, yes.
Oh,
He's
good
so
Lord.
good in this. He was like George Clooney if George Clooney never went past B movies. Like he's handsome, he's dashing, he can act. Like first thing I told you this in yesterday. First thing I ever saw him in was Hair. He's the main lead role, and he can sing and he can dance, and he's wonderful. He's just in this movie, he's bonkers over the top. Like
Yeah.
if I was the director, I would have been like, dude, you gotta dial it back. I know we're doing campy, but holy crap! And everyone on your list, write down Drax as your second villain. We now have two.
Right.
We now have two villains that we know of.
Yeah, I think
And
he
then,
won
and
me
then the
over.
foppish, and then the foppish Uncle Dave and the other fops are talking about this note they get from the secret note of the Sang Brotherhood. Okay,
Which, it works in Indiana Jones when the top men are coming to Professor Jones to talk about, Hitler's gathering, he's trying to dig up all this occult stuff to get power. And for some reason that plays as serious, because they kind of know, like, this is weird, but he's into it, so this is something that we need to be concerned with. Here, when Uncle Dave is telling the mayor and the commissioner, I don't trust that Drax guy, he's searching for some occult, weaponry so that he can unleash the ultimate power. He just comes off like a lunatic.
Well, imagine the guy that owns the Chicago Tribune walked up to you and was like, hey, hey, there's another paper. The guy who owns the New York Times is trying to find some magic skulls. Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'd take that. Oh, North Atlantic Line. There's another reference to, boats. Titanic.
Oh.
Sorry, the movie's playing in the background. As the commissioner is, talking to Drax. He's a bad guy.
Yeah. And we, like, the next scene, I think, is the mayor... Forget if it's the mayor goes out to Drax's car and says, "Yeah, he's on to you." Yeah. So you find out right away that the commissioner, is he's dirty. He's in Drax's pocket, and then there's a moment in Drax's office, which I thought was really weird. He's on the phone. He's talking kind of vaguely about getting a little lost here. Oh, I'm sorry. In the meeting with Uncle Dave and the mayor and the commissioner, he's talking about wanting to go on an expedition into the jungle because he's got this, essentially it's a cocktail napkin with a symbol on it that that's all he has to go on, and it's the logo of the Sang Brotherhood, this pirate, ancient pirate gang.
It's a good brand. It's nice.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah.
It's like a Spider-Man.
It sure is. Saul Spider-Man, and Uncle Dave is like, I can't go on this expedition. If I leave, then Drax could, take over New York City or whatever. So that's when Diane, kind of jumps in and says, well, send me. I'll go, kind of sets up that she's going to go on this adventure for him. Mm-hmm. So that's what the commissioner then relays to Drax, and then he starts setting up the plot to kidnap her.
Can we talk about Drax's microscope?
Oh yes, of course. That's where we're getting.
What? Why? What?
Right.
Why?
Well, again, he's like, we hear Drax on the phone. He's talking in code about,
Yes.
well, we'll have to put a stop to that, won't we? As if someone is there in the room with him, and then no one's there, and then he proceeds to take a meeting with the head of the library, and he tells him, well, I've been researching all this occult stuff, and apparently you've been telling people that. I thought I had some confidentiality, because we all know that, a librarian's oath is meant to be sacred.
Yeah, you took an oath.
Yeah. Tells him to look into this microscope that he's got on his desk, and it just stabs him in the eyes. So,
Why would you have this made? I mean, it's just such a... Someone's like, look, we need something. I don't know. What about on a microscope? This has to be from the comic books, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
It has to be.
It's very juvenile because the last thing he reads is liar.
Yeah.
And then he goes,
The
well,
crazy
I guess
thing
you won't need these
is-
anymore, and snaps his glasses. It's very
So I guess he's
sadistic.
not dead. He's just
kid.
blinded. He can tell people that he did that to him. I went to
Oh,
Drax's office, and Drax blinded me.
And, well,
Alright, now we're on
this
to
might
that.
be on the librarian, because read the room, bro. I mean, he knows you screwed him over.
Yeah, everyone knows the librarians are not going to fall for traps like this. The League of Librarians are, as everyone knows. A long time ago, librarians were murdered by books. And so through the years, they've had children, and those children have become the books who walk. And they keep New York safe.
Yeah, and when
It
I
just
need
looks
somebody
like
to
a
look
book.
at
Just a guy. It looks like a book. He's wearing a book ring. He's just a book. He's like square. I'll be so
Pushes
good.
a cart.
I would watch a movie called The Book. Slam knowledge.
slam knowledge. All right, I'm on board now.
All right, good.
Oh, good.
Speaking of being on board, there's a plane.
There's a seaplane. Yeah. Again, this is a little bit of a... This is Indiana Jones, but they do avoid the trope of having
the
the
line.
plane fly with the map superimposed. You almost expect it, but they do have some restraint there.
Yeah, we get a kind of light spruce goose style aquaplane that she gets on in New York City.
And they refer to it as the Clipper, as if, and maybe this is maybe there were only a few of these planes that Pan American had. I don't know, but it seemed like they were. Oh, the Clipper has been forced to land in the ocean.
The 20s
Yeah.
and 30s were bonkers. They were trying to get dirigibles at the
Yeah.
at the Empire State Building. They wanted everything to be where it shouldn't be. They want hydrogen near people, and they want planes and water. That was like the big thing. It's like, why can't they just be where they are? Why can't they just be in the sky? Why does it also have to be in the water? Oh, and this is the introduction of Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh yes.
And her lady and a la Pussy Galore, her lady pilots.
Yeah.
Her evil lady pilots.
It's funny that you connected it to James Bond. I also we just came off of GoldenEye, and how was Catherine Zeta-Jones not
On a top?
Xenia? Yeah, on a top. Like she is that same kind of henchwoman here.
Oh yeah.
And I guess do we add her to the list, Jonathan?
What list? Oh, of villains? Yes.
The list that you're maintaining.
Yes, of course. The list of villains. The bit. That's the bit. Yeah. Add her to the list, please. So noted.
I'm assuming
she's really
Someone
just
go
didn't
to
have-
the League of Librarians and add her to the list.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm assuming she just wasn't well known enough for James Bond. I
Right.
don't remember her in
Yeah.
anything before this, and
Yeah, this
I
is
don't know,
kind
maybe
of.
she didn't-
I mean, she had a few roles.
Yeah, this is pre-Mark of
before
Zorro.
this. Oh yeah,
yeah,
Mask of Zorro. Mark of
because
Zorro?
that's what I remembered her.
one of them.
I was Zorro. I didn't remember her from this, honestly.
Because she's
think
like
that's
a child.
98.
Yeah, she's a child in. Although this is one of those things that you're always like vaguely. Her age, I think, is a. My wife especially has said, I don't think she is as young as she says she is, because she seems like I think in Zorro they say she's like 22, and you're kind of like, maybe she's like 27.
Yeah,
I mean, she still looks great. I mean, obviously she's young, but everyone's always been like, it feels like we're in a vague area where she might have been fudging her numbers at the time to be
Right.
more of an ingenue to get her roles, because it was still, if you're over 30, ooh, gross.
yeah.
Nobody wants you in a
what-
movie.
She was
Right.
born in
So,
'69.
but yeah, she's really
so-
young in this.
Yeah, she was fairly young. She was in her 20s.
So she's here and now. James Remar. So two villains are now connected. We know that James Remar and what's her name? Saja.
Sala.
Sala.
Just
That's
stealing
just
it right. Stealing
straight
it from Indiana Jones.
You were named after Indiana Jones.
She's credited as Sala, but then I noticed a few times in the movie they just call her Sal, like for short.
Because Sala's to male a name,
Right.
but Sal can be a woman's name because it's like Sally.
Yeah. But yeah, I like her. She comes in. She and her lady pilots.
Ladies can be pilots too.
I know.
everybody.
Her and her pilots. They force the Clipper to land in the ocean, and
Thank God it's a boat plane.
they board and basically tell everyone they're going to kill everyone unless Diane Palmer steps up. Because they know that she's got something they want. So
Which is just a piece of paper.
You're right. Yeah, this piece of paper that she's carrying around with this symbol, like that's all you have to go on. It's so weird that this is an object. There's no clues on this thing. It's not. It's just a weird thing to have be made such a big deal out of, I guess.
And they needed a reason to get her there.
Yeah,
They're like,
I
how
think it'd
about
be
this
like
piece
a
of paper?
map.
Yeah.
with something.
Maybe they
I
used the
don't know.
map gag too early with James Remar, and they're like,
Maybe.
we need
Yeah.
to have another map.
Yeah.
Oh man, I forgot about that. Yeah, the old upside down map.
This is when we get our second Phantom kind of appearance. He shows up at this I don't know, British,
Pith helmet guy.
not a fort, but a camp of these British soldiers.
It's the ghost who
And,
eats. He's just
yeah.
sitting there chomping down on his food. It's great.
Yeah.
Billy Zane is so charming.
I forget, there must have been an earlier scene with these British,
Yeah, we met
soldiers,
them earlier.
and it's saying like, oh, the Phantom's a myth, doesn't exist. But here, then we have the same, like the captain, and he's not surprised to see the Phantom in his room or his quarters, and they have a conversation. It sets up that they work together. That he's kind of the Commissioner Gordon to the Phantom. And
If you've
it's
got a
nice.
list, if you've got a list of bad guys, also add to your list times his hands are on his hips, and this is where it begins.
Oh,
His
yeah.
hands are on his hips all the time. It's great.
It is great. Yeah.
You
But
can also
think
see the
about it.
actor like remembering. He's like, "Oh, my hands are on my hips. I'm gonna put my hands on my hips." It's great.
I have no pockets. I can either cross my arms or I can put my fists on my hips. What
He's
do you want
Ricky
me to do?
Bobbying. He doesn't know what to do with his hands. He's just like, this is the best one. And you really can see the costume, like the
Yeah.
detail in this. And this is where you see like their little skulls on it and like kind of like tribal stuff. It's amazing. I've seen a couple of people cosplay this. One, you have to be very buff. And the costumes, it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful costume in the light. I mean, in dark it looks good because it's purple, so it's like black in night. It's perfect.
Yeah. I think the only thing about the costume I don't love is that the headpiece is more of a rubber Batman cowl type material, you know. And so the headpiece is this purple rubber that it doesn't quite match up with the purple of the bodysuit. You know, it just, I wish they could have blended the two somehow, maybe a little bit better.
Yeah, I don't think the material for the body spandex could match the plastic or rubber of the Batman type cowl that he has to wear on his head.
Yeah. But
I'm sure there was a lot of affixing to. I'm sure there was a lot of glue involved.
Oh man, yeah.
On the head.
Yeah,
How do
like
you hear
the,
that thing?
Oh yeah,
The ears are covered.
It's mystical fabric.
It's the ghost who says "eh" a lot.
He reads lips.
Oh, good.
I did like that the eye mask comes off with the hood.
Oh yeah.
Like when
And
he
the paint
takes it
on the
off.
eyes later on.
Yeah, without the paint. Yeah.
This is
Classic.
those years when it's just like everyone just go along with it, please.
Right. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Just why are we so afraid to show the raccoon eyes underneath the mask?
At least the Batman. Hey, it's
I
got
know.
the on it too. So Patrick's
Yeah.
going to be excited because it's going to remind him of the Phantom.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I can only hope it's as good.
And when you guys do the Batman in 2048, it's going to be awesome.
That's right.
Yeah, by then it'll just be a holographic version of me taking over.
Yeah.
I'll be
As it should be.
obsolete.
There's I forget what the setup is here. I know Phantom finds
girl
out.
on boat, get on boat.
Yeah, rescue girl from boat. Yeah.
In daytime. In the daytime.
Oh,
it's
man.
great.
Yeah.
I'm
Rides
like,
in
yeah.
on his horse, and he's got his dog, Devil. Apparently the horse's name is Hero. I don't know if they say that, but I
What a
missed
great
that
name.
if they did.
Great name. Hero and Devil.
Yeah.
That's just
One of the first things that Phantom says when he gets on the boat and he runs into a room full of women changing clothes and says, "Oh, sorry, pardon me, excuse me, sorry." And they shoot at him, and then he jumps into I guess it's a laundry chute,
Yeah.
and into the room where Diane Palmer is, and also there with Catherine Zeta-Jones
Sala.
and Salia. He's like, "What is this? A ship full of women?"
no wonder you're lost.
It's just a weird line, but it's said like,
it fits the time.
yeah. And she and Sala says, "Oh yeah, my pilots are all women." He's like, "Fair enough," or it's not something like, "Fair enough."
Oh, I forgot my favorite part. When the Phantom learns that it's who's been kidnapped. He's like, "Oh, Diane Palmer from New York. Her father or her uncle runs the newspaper."
Right.
And the guy's like,
You look
"Yeah,
just
how
like
did you
a
know?"
friend of mine I had in college, Kit Walker. No, I'm the ghost who walks. I'm wearing a mask.
Yeah.
I like
just
that
love
they kind of hint that a little bit here. He knows Diane. We don't know how he knows her. It's sprinkled throughout. That they have history, and we don't yet know exactly what that history is or how that came about. Like, they don't establish early on that he went to America to get his education and all that. So I like that they kind of reveal it along the way. Not that it's ever like a big, huge secret or anything, but
Well, it's his cousin.
yeah.
I like that Sala gets so horned up that she kisses him.
Yeah.
That just him falling from the sky. Oh, it's like, oh, okay. I'm gonna kiss him, and then Swanson
right.
just socks her in the face. She takes a punch well. It's a good shot.
Yeah. I really like the stuff in this rescue sequence. It's really fun.
And there's the
And
only
I
man
like-
on the ship. He must be the captain. It's James Remar. He shows up. Thank God. There's a man on this boat finally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is a good sequence. This and also underneath it looks like it's nighttime, but I know it's daytime outside.
And then they get out, and the man with the strength of 10 man gets held down by 3 guys.
Yeah,
Three
that's when I
small
realized,
men.
like, oh, okay, he doesn't have super strength.
No, 3 smaller men.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And James Remar brought a wrench to a knife fight. I don't know why he only has a wrench. It's very James Remar. Don't you have a gun? It's on your hip. Also, where did the Phantom's guns? Okay, there they are. They were gone for a second and they come back.
Huh.
There's a lot of like, why aren't you using your guns more? Oh, they're Phantom guns. Oh, they go away. Woo. Why do you have holsters on? Just watch. Woo. There they are. Phantom guns.
Yeah, it's the fancy belt. It gives the power of hiding those guns.
Yep.
I have no idea.
And he can
That's
fly.
mystical.
Jock.
Yeah, right.
He's going to fly the plane. Going to fly a airboat.
Seaplane.
Seaplane.
Yeah. Airboat.
Airboat. It's an airboat.
It's
It's a boat first. It's what it does passively is what its name should be. It
Okay.
floats, so it's a boat. And it also flies. It's a boat.
okay.
You're saying it's a seaplane.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying it's a boat flyer. Boat jet.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I think we gotta go, Jonathan, on this. He is, from the 30s.
That's true.
This is
So,
what we used to call
He
them.
would know the lingo.
See? Yeah?
It's a floaty flying thing.
Yeah.
I really love this plane sequence because, we know right off the bat that the plane is leaking fuel. It takes a minute or two for them to know that, but it sets up this nice situation where they're trying to fly away. They're flying over the jungle. They know they're going to have to land, and then his horse, his trusty steed, Hero, just comes barreling through the jungle with Devil, running right behind him.
That's because
And-
Devil went and told Hero that he's in trouble. There's a scene
Yeah.
where the
Yeah.
freaking wolf talks to the freaking horse. I'm like, okay.
Animal friends, yeah.
And they run as fast as a plane
Yeah.
through
Yep.
the jungle.
And wasn't the plane leaking fuel from like the top
Yeah.
wing, which is clearly spraying in his face?
I thought about that too.
This tastes awful. Making me sleepy.
Yeah. But it's a
Goes through
great.
spits.
Oh man, there's a great sequence when they have to get off the plane and onto the horse, and I really like that.
Yes.
Ugh.
Oh
Really?
yeah.
Really?
I mean, maybe not.
Oh, it was so
Maybe
bad.
not in execution, but the idea of it, I was really excited by.
I mean, it's almost as bad as 2 mannequins falling off of an airplane onto
Yeah.
a horse. It's
It took way too long. I'm like, just get it over with. This is awful to watch.
they needed
I
a
was
big scene.
done.
They
I
needed a
was like-
big thing. 'Cause otherwise, it would just be him shimming up a
Yeah.
rope, getting her off a boat of women, which is easy, of course, as we all know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it had to have stakes.
That's right.
Yeah, her slowly getting out onto the wing and slowly, it's like
Yeah.
she gets hit by a tree branch at one point, which makes me laugh. Like, so yeah,
Yeah,
this
that was-
is
Unnecessarily long.
yeah, it was, and it also looks like they're totally on a green screen. I mean, everyone knows this, but
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the special effects not the highest priority on this film.
nope.
Yeah.
Also, if they move forward, they're gonna get eaten up by that propeller. So
Yeah.
I'm really worried about them.
Of course, they're being pursued by James Remar again and all his men who are, they get in trucks and horses to chase a plane, which, I mean, there was another plane there and no one got into it.
Well, the horse can go faster than a plane, so they should have all
Right.
been horses.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
they're,
back in the 30s, planes were notoriously slower than a horse.
True.
We hadn't quite gotten it.
Hadn't figured out horsepower yet.
Well, let's be honest, guys.
Still on gerbil power.
As you all have
So-
learned, when you make something there's a little bit of everything, it's not good it's not good at anything. It's better to be good at one thing really well than to be
Yeah.
kind of good at a bunch
Yep.
of stuff, kind of.
never
sorry.
half-ass two things, whole-ass one thing.
Yeah, whole ass.
It's it's got the speed of a tugboat.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
horses whole ass running. They are
Yeah.
100% running things. That's what they do.
That's right.
Running and shitting. That's what they do.
Using all their horsepower.
That's all it is. That's why it's called that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, up to this point, I've been impressed with the road management system in the jungle.
Okay. Yeah.
Because these trucks have been able to get through the jungle better than I can navigate our city. Potholes are at a minimum.
Yeah.
There's a downed tree eventually, but up until that point, these cars have been flying through the jungle no problem.
Yeah, you kind of think it would be more like Shang-Chi, and there's like a lot more stuff in the way, like a lot more
maybe.
thickness of jungle.
Perhaps.
Oh yeah, when they're at one point, James Remar's on the roof of the car shooting, and it looks like a Dukes of Hazzard set. Like there's so much dirt around them. I'm like, there's no way this is the middle of the jungle. Because remember when Dukes of Hazzard? Remember, I'm from 1936, so I have references like the Dukes of Hazzard. Remember when the Dukes of Hazzard, when they used to do their long chase scenes, there was always this like gully of like 5 trees, and they would drive around it like in a figure 8. Yeah. That's how much dirt there is.
Yeah.
It's a very specific memory. Right. Yeah. Oh, we're at the roundabout. Okay, it's the Duke roundabout. It's the same one every frickin' show.
Yeah, they stole it from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Then we passed the Ewok village.
And he says, like, as they're being pursued or whatever, it's like, how are we going to get rid of them? And Phantom tells Diane, like, oh, the rope people will help out. I have friends in the jungle or something like that. The rope people.
And he does call them the rope people.
Yeah, that's such a weird. I don't know.
I wish one of the rope people was like, hey man, I like rope, but I'm not defined by it.
Yeah,
Phantom.
Yeah, we live in trees and we use ropes, but yeah.
The racist who walks.
Right.
Maybe don't call me. Don't. Also, we're in Africa. Why am I vaguely Indian?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, the rope people sounds like that's what the first fan, when he was 11, just decided to call them, and they never questioned it since. So
you're the rope people. Fine. He's a child. Yeah. He's stupid. Someday we'll tell him our name. They go to the Bat Cave. I mean, the Phantom Cave.
This is the Batman taking Vicky Vale to the Bat Cave. Go sequence.
It just made me think of the Goonies.
The giant
skull cave.
Oh, right.
It was like subtle. I like it.
Yeah. No idea where his secret hideout is.
And he gestures with his hand. He's like, "Look, everyone, the backside of water." That's a nice cave.
I think he goes into a lot of the Sang Brotherhood and talks to her about what the danger here is, and because I feel like we leave here and go to Drax's kind of lair in New York. I forget if there's anything more like in this cave sequence.
Why does he give her a jewel from his
that's
weird
right. He gives her the
phantom treasure trove? It's super
that's
weird.
Right.
The black pearls.
He gives her black pearl necklace.
Hello.
Sorry.
What? Worse. This is PG, right? I'd like to talk about the throne that's never used in the background. That is menacing. Because the rest of the place looks like the haunted mansion from Disney. Yeah. Like it's all like just cobwebs and candelabras, but there's and then this one makes me laugh. He's got this throne. He's in his secret cave, and look, Commissioner Gordon shows up. Like what? Who doesn't know about this cave?
Yeah.
And why does he have a hoard of riches? Like
it's just stuff he's found over the years.
Yeah.
Like why is he?
He's killed a lot of pirates.
That's right. Yeah. He's got to fund his his one-man war on crime.
I really wish there was a story.
A whole lot of gadgets
where the British gentleman was like, my great grandfather knew the Phantom great grandfather. It's like
a long line of commissioners. Or,
it's just like all these people in British occupancy.
Yeah,
we've had our boot on the throat of Africa for many years, and thank God the Phantom's here to help. He's like, whoa, I'm not here for for you people. What do you mean by you people?
Yeah, what do you mean?
I'm here for the rope people. Oh, okay. I speak for the trees. He's the Lorax of this movie.
All right. Well, I think we're heading back to New York City.
Yeah. I see that the Phantom has given you his black pearls. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand it. You're not the first to receive black pearls from the Phantom. Just know that. You're not special.
May want to get that checked out, Phantom.
Yes. Those have not been washed. They have been places. They're not black for no reason. Oh yeah, back to New York City. Back to New York City, please. And it's like, holy crap! The movie just like whiplashes you
a little bit. This is the Joker meeting up with the other gangsters.
Yeah.
taking
Now James
on,
Remar and Sala show up, and they're like in Matrix costumes, like they,
Yeah.
how they dress when they manifest and come into the Matrix. Like when you
Yeah.
know you're in the Matrix and can dress yourself any way you want. They've shown up.
So, had a question here. He says brothers, but I get the impression nobody else is in the Brotherhood but Quill.
Oh, it's just him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see. It's kind of like the early. I think see this as the clan. There's like 6 of them. It's not really much left of it. It's like them and man. Remember when the Brotherhood was good?
Yeah.
Remember when we could do whatever we wanted? Those stupid rope people didn't have rights.
It is a weird organization that apparently Quill is a member of this Sang Brotherhood, but when we meet the Sang Brotherhood later, they're like, "What, you're a member too?" You know, it's like oh yeah, I'm from the New York franchise. You know, it's like Hell's Angels, I guess. It's like there's groups. You know, they're what do you call them? Not franchises, but that same kind of idea.
Well, he's
Chapters.
not living. Yeah,
Chapters.
he's not living that. He's not living that pirate life. So
No,
I think pirate sayings are going to be like, I don't know. You're cityfied.
one of those grave robbing sayings.
but this scene.
Kit shows up in his seal sunglasses, his natural born killer sunglasses.
Yeah.
Very of the time. Totally wearing round sunglasses at that point.
Well, I think there's a really good setup for that too, because they're talking about we're safe here. The Phantom is back in the jungle, and they may have even said like, oh, I think we killed him or something like that. But either way, the Phantom can't bother them here in New York. And then that's when we see Billy Zane step out of a cab,
And he pays people in rubies.
yeah,
Dude, come on. You went to school in America. You're basically American. You can't
right.
get money. That treasure trove you keep in that dusty ass cave doesn't have you don't have stacks of cash.
Yeah, I mean
You
even
want
a gold coin would have probably gotten
a
you
coin.
further than.
Here's a ruby. Well, I don't know. That's a ruby. I don't know.
I do like that the cabbie had time to get it all appraised, and he's like, okay, yeah, anything you need, buddy.
He went to the jewelry district of New York City.
Yeah.
Drax has automated things in his office. Drax is okay. Again, we were now at the point of the TMV is at its height. We're at too many villains already. Now we have 3 of them all together, plus the bad guys like the commissioner and all these. I don't really know where we're going yet.
Right. He's setting up this plan that he has, and I really like that he's trying to show a slideshow basically to his cronies, and the one guy keeps interrupting him. Was like, you only have 2 skulls, or you only have 1. And Drax is like, oh, I know where the second one is. So just nice setup that this one mobster is not on board. He leaves or goes to leave, and Drax just hurls a spear into his back, which is nice.
Wouldn't it have been better if all of these guys except Drax were part of the Sang Brotherhood, and they're kind of indoctrinating him? Like he found out about the skulls. He has nothing to do with them, but he now knows about the Sang Brotherhood. And the Sang Brotherhood comes to him and is like, okay, we're also looking for the skulls. Let's work together. That at least unifies my story.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, okay, now we're all working together. Whereas this is like, I don't know what it is. And because there's the 2 guys, by the way, those 2 guys, those 2 mobsters are brothers. If you look in the credits.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And the one he throws the spear through is the other guy's brother. So
It's like,
I wanted them to be part of the Brotherhood. It'd been better if everybody had on their forearm a Sang Brotherhood tattoo.
That would be kind of cool if you find out, because these guys are like the head of the New York mafia, I guess.
Like Illuminati type stuff.
So it'd be kind of cool if you find out that, oh, really the Sang Brotherhood is behind the mob. It'd be kind of fun. But
I was just gonna say I enjoyed the older brother that gets the spear, talking about how they were altar boys, and this is evil, and they don't mess with that. They only believe in the power of the gun, which is I just love the juxtaposition of mobsters and religion. It's just always been funny to me.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you can't do that. What would the father so and so say? Hold on a second, I gotta put some cement shoes on this guy. I don't know. I just always love that. But I'm a big fan of Drax's 3-slide PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah.
With one of the slides being Drax logo. I was
Right.
just like,
Are
wow,
none of
a
you
lot of effort
impressed?
for
I
2
invented
slides.
I invented the slide projector in 1936 just to show you this. Aren't you impressed? I also invented automatic blinds and an automatic
Yeah.
screen.
Hey, if they can have a boat plane, they can have this. Anything's possible in the 30s.
That's right.
Yeah,
This is
it's
the height of technology.
that's a moving painting, or I don't know, what would you call it? What is it in its passive state? It is a lamp, so it's a lamp picture, I guess. Then we get Then they go to the fop, the other fop in this movie, the guy who's like like a New York dandy,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term, is talking.
Oh,
to
I forgot about that.
I guess
character.
she's the only other prospect that Swanson has.
Yeah.
We totally didn't talk about him.
I
He's
expected
kinda-
him to be a bad guy because he wants to be with Diane, and I expected him to be the jilted lover once Kit Walker shows up. I thought maybe he would go to Drax and give him information, but no, he's an Alex Knox,
And they don't know
Alexander
each
Knox.
other, right? They don't know each other. Like, he doesn't know Kit, right?
No.
What's his name?
Because they didn't go to college together.
Correct. Kit and Diane go to college together, we find
Mm-hmm.
out. And the guy that is pursuing Diane, he doesn't know Kit, but prior to this. He may know of him. I don't know. But
What do we think of? His name is Jimmy.
Jimmy, okay.
What do we think of the hair of Billy Zane's hair? Are we believing it? Do we all know? Do we all just go fine? Like,
I totally until I found out that Billy Zane was bald in things like Titanic and this, like I didn't know that for probably quite a while. Like I didn't know he wore a wig. And
I didn't know in
stuff
Titanic.
Like that.
I thought Titanic's wig was good.
Yeah.
This wig is not as good. I don't.
Oh, really? I'm okay with it.
Okay.
I thought it felt natural.
In this, I thought it was more of a comb over going on.
You're the kind of
'Cause it was
person.
just
You're the kind of
so
person that gets
sloppy.
to know the rope people. You're the kind of person that takes it and looks in and goes, "Okay, you're not the rope people. You're your own people." I'm the kind of guy
right.
that comes in and goes, "Look, rope people." I just make split decisions. And,
Right.
Sorry, I put people in little baskets. I apologize. I'm just like the Phantom. I'm no better.
Yeah. You, sir, are no phantom.
Yeah, I have met the Phantom, and you, sir. No, literally, I met him. He was 67 years old, and I killed him. You, sir, are no Phantom. Stop trying to give me pearls.
Right. Yeah, they I guess the little nugget of information that Jimmy provides is, they're talking about this that Drax is seeking out another skull. He's got the one skull, he's looking for another, and Jimmy says, "Well, I've seen a skull like that. It was at my birthday party at some room that my parents rented out." He's talking about this like history museum that I guess his parents rented for the occasion.
For his bar
And
mitzvah?
they had this. Oh, is that what it was?
No, I don't know.
Oh,
Not in the 30s. They're not going to have a bar mitzvah. Well,
right.
they had bar mitzvahs, but I don't know.
yeah. But yeah,
This
he
isn't
says,
Germany,
it's a green skull. Kit is like,
the
oh,
Jade skull.
must be
Yeah.
jade.
Or green.
Yeah. So that leads us to this history museum where Kit just bold as brass just throws a stanchion like through the glass window.
That's how you
and
do it
just-
in the jungle.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you want something, you take it.
That's right. So he just takes it, and immediately Drax is there, like because they were planning to do about the same thing. It seems like middle of the day, just go steal a priceless artifact from a history museum.
I like that it's up in there, like it's been put up with the Crusades.
He even says
So did they find that in England? Is that what they're is that what we're going with? Or, again, going back to the Holy Grail. Would this one make it all the way to England?
I don't think so. I think because what
just
Kit
miscatalogued.
says is, it's not even in the right time period. Like they just, like he even alludes to that. Like they're not even displaying it in the correct manner. I think it's just implying that the museum doesn't know what they have. They're just throwing it in here. So
Then now we've got a smoking briefcase.
yeah,
So, and they throw it in the middle of the room, and then that's when this is where isn't this where Drax is like, "It's happening"? He's like yelling. He's like yelling. This is bonkers. It's
Treat
basically
Williams
the
is
mask.
having
yeah.
Treat Williams is having a lot of fun here.
He is.
I kind of wish there was something. Actually, I thought about the mask too. Once he has some of this power that these two skulls are, that once they are near each other, they give this power, and then he says that there's so much power. I wanted him to be, I don't know, not transformed into a monster, but just have some sort of, mystical shit, going on in his head. Maybe the map to the other one is in his brain, or just, I don't know. It's still just Treat Williams. It's just Drax, and he finds the skulls like point to a spot on the map, and that's how he knows where to go. But it's still just Drax, I don't know. I with this power, I wanted Drax to have some of that power, I guess.
With great power comes a map that is conveniently located.
Yeah.
So that it can laser it. What if that map had not been there?
Right. I wondered that too.
Also, does that map have a key? I don't know how far that is from those islands. Like, are we, is it an inch? Is it an inch a mile? What are we talking? It's a lot of water to have to cover. So the two things basically point to X marks the spot.
Yeah. I feel like at some point they leave this history museum and they take them to Drax's, building. Is that right?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the
Drax
cabbie
building.
follows them.
Yeah.
Now, can we explain that this movie is only an hour and 39 minutes? We're an hour into this movie. It's almost over.
Yeah.
It's almost done. We have 14 bad guys.
Oh,
two
don't
skulls.
Don't worry, there's more coming.
Yep. We haven't even met the other bad guys yet.
Yeah. They trap Kit Walker. They get him up into like the machine room, or I forget how it plays out. He gets away from them slightly.
Yeah, they're taking him to the rooftop to persuade him to talk.
And Travis, I will give you this. When his hair is loose like it is, it looks very real. Like when his hair is like flopping down on his face, like he's a little sweaty, it looks real. I definitely, there was the other one when it's like coiffed and I can like see his widow's peak. And I'm just looking at it going, that's not a real widow's peak. That's a fake one. But when he like has floppy hair, he looks very hairy. Hirsute. This is now this is very Batman 89. The set in the
machine room. Yeah.
Air conditioning room. Yeah.
I
machine
thought
room.
they were going to say something when they found his clothes.
Did he have on the costume?
Yeah. I think it was underneath his clothes.
He's naked.
He melted.
Yeah.
He's naked. That's their first response. He's naked. Also, why wouldn't James Remar be like, yeah, oh my God, he's the fucking Phantom. Shit. Like, why didn't he just say that?
Yeah, it's still in that era where it's like they're not bright enough, I guess, to piece together. Like, we put Kit Walker in this room, and then the Phantom was there. So somehow
and Kit melted. I think the Phantom ate
I've
Kit
read
Walker.
enough Spider-Man cartoon comics, over the years that the explanation would be that the Phantom would say, "Oh, luckily I was able to lower Kit out a window to safety, and so he could go call the police." It would be something like that where they'd cover.
Well, he does that with the cabbie a little bit.
Yeah, right.
Like, I'm a friend of Kit Walker's. Go.
And it's a weird moment here where I think Remar and his goons, I think he thinks that they've killed the Phantom yet again, and Sala, Catherine Zeta-Jones' character takes great interest in hearing that they've killed him, and she says something like, "I'll claim the body or save the body for me," or something like she gonna fuck that body. She gonna fuck that corpse.
Slam evil.
Yeah, like she
slam
says,
evil.
"Save the body
Goes
for
to
me,"
fuck.
or something like that, implying that she has a lot of interest in that corpse. I don't know. It's
Fuck that ghost.
When you said that, it made me think of Ghostbusters and Ray.
So yeah, and also
That scene with Ray and
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Busted makes you feel good.
Let's. Yeah, I guess that's what I've heard. And if you're on your tally list, Charlie Zeffro, the other gangster, the guy in the pinstripe suit, is now been added
Jackie
as
Aprile
yet
from
another.
The Sopranos. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been added as yet another villain. Just be prepared. So now we're up to James Remar, Sala, Drax, Zeffro, the Commissioner. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think that's where,
5.
Yeah, I
that's
think
enough
that's
villains
where we're at.
that this movie can't hold anymore, right?
Right. Of course not. This must be all of them.
Oh, they've met their white villain quota.
I mean, there's only 20 minutes left in this movie. They can't introduce another bad person.
No. There's some fun stuff here, like escaping the building. Phantom does some cool shenanigans with the elevator.
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
guns.
cable. He slides down with his guns,
pretty
using
sweet.
those to.
Oh yeah, he does it like a cool like a cross
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
That's cool.
And then
I like that.
He goes on a chase. He starts getting pursued by the cops.
He's on a horse.
He's on a horse. Yeah, he winds up in the zoo, getting chased by these 2 motorcycle cops who are definitely riding dirt bikes. I noticed that they just kind of dressed up as old timey 30s, Harleys.
What'd you think of the shot with him petting the tiger?
I like that. I like the nod that he does have a connection to animals. He is like the beast calling brother.
I wish the tiger was like, hey, how about a little help
Yeah,
help a
Yeah,
brother
let me
out,
out.
maybe get me out of here. I don't know. I am a slave here.
Yeah.
I'm captured. This is not good, right? Because a Bengal tiger from Africa. Tigers, Africa.
right. Yeah, not India.
100%.
Not India.
Nope, not lions. I think maybe the movie confused Africa with India.
I think so. I mean, I think the original creators probably did. I think it's just lump it all in together. It's where wherever colonialism happens, we'll just group it all together.
Wherever colonialism happens, I'll be there. I'm the Phantom. I'm here for white rights.
That's right.
He's on the wrong side.
Right. There's a really fun moment once the Phantom ends up back in Al's cab, and they're chasing after the bad guys, and he starts to have another conversation with his dad, with Phantom Dad.
Oh, yeah.
And it's really good. Like he tells his dad that he's met a girl, and the dad is really excited about that. Like I think they even shake hands. Like, and then it occurred to me later. It's like, oh yeah, they need this to continue, and for that to happen,
Yep.
Phantom needs to have a son.
He's got to put a Phantom in.
Yeah. So I like that that aspect of it. That the Phantom Dad is really excited that his son has met somebody.
I love that the dad's clothes change based on where he
Yeah.
is. When they're in Africa with quotes, he's wearing a smoking jacket like thing, like he's like in casual wear, but it's definitely of another
Yeah.
country.
Here, he
like
looks
almost like almost like a again Indian, like an actual Indian formal dress. But and in this he's wearing a 3-piece suit.
right. And he starts off saying like it's the bottom of the 9th and you're down 2 to whatever or something like that.
So the what we've decided is the Phantom is crazy,
Right.
Right, and he is burdened with the soul of his father.
That's right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And now is it every father before him? Is he like a Trill? Again, another Star
Ooh.
Trek reference. Does he have the knowledge of his entire family, including the first Phantom?
I don't think
Or
so. I bet.
Is it just dad to son, son to
Yeah,
dad?
I think his dad saw the ghost of his father.
Okay. All right.
I think the previous Phantom probably is able to help the current Phantom.
I like that they fly to Africa from New York, and the Phantom just hangs on to the bottom of a plane.
That is good. I do like that.
They fly in a very small plane. How far? Can someone please look up how long would it take to get to the closest part of Africa? Let's see, New York to Africa.
See, and again, like I know that it's filmed in Thailand, so that's again, it's like are they going to Africa? But I know that this is Thailand because I mean the island formations. These are the James Bond islands that they've kind of been nicknamed. This is where in The Man with the Golden Gun, Salamanca's, Christopher Lee's like
Sala.
yeah. This is like where his lair is, and when he and Roger Moore have like their kind of standoff at the end, that's what these islands are. I mean, not known for, but definitely kind of made popular, I guess. But
All right, so the fastest you can get to Africa, and that's by normal airplanes of today, is 9 hours and 50 minutes. So you would have to hang on to the outside of a plane for 10 hours.
Yeah, and for India, it's about
That's
16
terrifying.
hours, 13 minutes. So
As someone who is afraid of flying, I could tell you I would be horrified. Now, it's not like they're super high in the air, but they are above the clouds in one
Sure.
shot. But you're right. They do land in the Scaramanga Islands.
Oh yeah, Scaramanga.
Like they land. That's where they land the boat plane.
Yeah.
The boat.
Um.
Love it.
It's beautiful.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And there's
And then
and
the suit must be waterproof
sure.
as he jumps in the water. Sure.
Why not?
It's wearing a gun and it's all leather, but I'm sure it's fine.
We meet some colorful characters here. The movie starts to get a little Goonies for me.
There's a welcoming party.
Yeah.
Especially when they get off the little boat, the little yellow
Yeah.
boat. It's that this is such a set that it's
man.
just like, pfft, are you fucking kidding
Yeah.
me?
You know what? The rest of this, I guess the climax here, it feels like an action spectacle, theme park like
Yeah.
adventure show. You know, the water world,
Pirates of the Caribbean.
spectacular.
Yeah.
Don't sit in the front 3 rows or you'll get
That's
splashed.
right. Yeah. It very
Those
much
two
has
splashes.
that feeling of this is a big set, and we reset everything every 2 hours for the next group of tourists to come in, and we put on this show. But
I like that one of the Sang Brotherhood pokes Chrissy Swanson in the face to see if she's real. I thought that was fun. I was like, have you never seen a woman?
Yeah.
Not in a while.
Also, the Sang. Okay, this is where James Remar shows that he's part of the Sang Brotherhood.
Yeah.
But it's super confusing because the Sang Brotherhood, I thought it was going to all be like, lack of a better term, Asian.
okay, yeah,
Because that's kind of where we were going at the beginning. But when you see it, it's a motley crew. Of,
Right.
There is an Asian guy, and everybody else is like British-ish.
it's a very
I was like, oh.
it's an eclectic mix of one guy is just Captain Hook, one guy is
One guy's
Smee.
Shmee.
One guy is he's a more of a Chinese pirate. Then you got Kabai, I think is the
Kobai Sang.
Kabai Sang, yeah, the leader of the group, played by
Oh,
Kerry Tagawa. Shang
that
Tsung.
was all the final piece of the movie. Everyone add to your list. 1 hour and 15 minutes in, with only 20 minutes left of the movie, we have added the 6th villain. 6th.
Yeah,
And I don't know who the worst is. I mean, this guy just sits on his Goonie boat. He sits on his one-eyed Willie boat. They're inside of a cave. So
I guess they.
what do you do there? They just this lord over that gold skull.
I wondered about that too. Like, are these guys going on current, piracy missions and raiding boats and stuff like
They
that?
don't look like they are.
Yeah, they're.
Yeah, because the one
they
guy,
imply
like,
it.
he is Captain Hook.
Kubai Sang is dressed like freaking. Who am I thinking of?
They're all out of
Genghis
time.
Khan?
Yeah, they're all
It's a very gay.
out
Yeah,
of
it's all
time.
very.
And it's like it's it's fun, but it's a little weird when the business tycoon criminal like Wilson Fisk type Drax villain and the mobster type villain with him, and meet up with pirates. Like, gets a little weird.
Well, they got
Mixing a
the
lot of different elements
torpedoes
here
and stuff that help take down all those ships, and they are pirating.
That's true. Yeah, they can. Yeah, that's true.
And I do love the cannon action. So
Oh yeah,
that's
Well, you got to keep your cannon on your completely landlocked ship.
yeah.
100% functional.
I mean, it brought a smile to my face seeing Jackie Aprile get blasted by
Also,
a cannon.
Also, Catherine Zeta-Jones is now kind of on
Yeah.
our side.
Yeah,
She's kind of moved across because she was never part of so if you have the list, you could take Catherine Zeta-Jones off the villain list and put her maybe in a maybe column
she's
in the middle.
she's in the gray area right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the moment where she sticks up for Diane. Because the pirates see her and it's like, oh, here's a woman. We'll have
And he does poke her in the
fun
face.
with her, and then Catherine Zeta-Jones sticks up for her and says, maybe us girls should stick together. So kind of like that.
at first I
Profile,
thought she was jealous that they liked her instead of
Oh
I thought it was that again.
yeah,
Yeah. Hey, what about me?
right. I'm a woman too. No.
But no,
I gotta-
solidarity.
In this whole time,
I'm a
you've got
pilot.
the Phantom is kind of skulking in the background, kind of getting the light.
Skull King.
Skull King.
He is the Skull King. Skull King.
Yeah, we conveniently learn about the fourth skull
Yeah, we do.
that had not been mentioned
not-
at all.
But 3 fit
Oh,
together.
yeah.
But where does the 4th one go? I love that during this whole thing, James Remar is still wearing his dad's belt.
Yeah.
Totally awesome.
Yeah.
I love that he continues to wear it with whatever outfit he's wearing.
Yeah.
It's a heck of a trophy.
It's great. It is a heck of a trophy. And then Drax plays Peacemaker. You're like, hold on, everybody.
Yeah.
I know you've got swords, and I have just the power of words.
I have no. Sang even says like, you have no bargaining power here. Like we can take
It's true.
everything off of you, for ourselves. Like you can't give us anything that we can't take. So, but it's a decent enough standoff, I guess. But it's just, it's all kind of leading up for the Phantom to swing in and really get the action going. So, I like in this again in this Phantom sneaking around bit, I like that Sala sees him and he gives her like the shush.
Gives her a hey shush.
Yeah, hey shush. I like that she goes along with it. She's not, she knows that they're in trouble, so there's no reason to rat him out. So
There's a thing about this movie I noticed at this part. Earlier on, we get Sala, whatever you want to call her. She's like, we're going to kill everybody on this boat unless Diana Parker gives herself up, and then immediately gives herself up.
yeah,
And then here we've got the Phantom's girlfriend, so it's a bargaining chip. Here's the Phantom. Like it's
right.
just all this setup of promised evil, and then it's just over instantly.
Yeah.
So I was a big fan of that.
Well, I really like that. I just want to call him Shang Tsung.
I don't see why not.
What Kabai Singh. He's not really phased about the Phantom. Like he knows about the Phantom. He's like, yeah, we've
all killed him.
We killed him a bunch of times.
Yeah. The one guy's like,
I have 6 belts. I have 6. I love it. All of them had on belts.
Oh.
And they were all like looking at Remar like, yeah, we've all done it.
like, yeah, he's a pain in the ass, but he's not like, he just keeps coming back. We've all killed one,
Yeah.
I really like that.
We're
aspect.
a brotherhood. He's one dude.
That didn't make any sense because there's only been like 5 or 6 before Billy Zane's version.
No, he's like the 21st.
Oh, I thought there was only like. Oh wait, how? I thought it was only like 500 years. How much?
You think it's been 500 years?
I don't think so. I think it started in like the, I don't know,
They're in a boat.
1600s.
Yeah, it's not like the 1200s.
Yeah.
So then it's even less.
That would be amazing, though, if it
So
was.
I think it's like 200 years.
So they've.
Oh.
There's been
Well,
6
How could it be 21?
Closer
then?
to 300 years. Like,
because a Phantom lasts like what?
Maybe they
like
don't live that long.
30, 40 years or something.
I mean, good years. Good years.
So all these guys
20
had like
tops.
descendants that killed a Phantom or something because they all didn't kill Kit's dad, obviously.
right.
Yeah, there was that one generation where I had to mate with one of the rope people because there's nobody around. So it's like, well,
Although
fine.
it is possible that the Phantom predates this line of Phantoms, and maybe the Phantoms go back, for even longer, but one of them died out. Then there were no more Phantoms for a while until the kid washed up on the shore, and then
yeah, because the tribe actually creates they're giving him the power of the Phantom.
Right.
I don't think he came up. I don't think that this Walker person, the descendant, Ultimate Walker, came up with
no.
the Phantom persona. He is the ghost that walks. He is the protector of Africa.
Okay.
Always.
Yeah.
And I think what it is the tribe's like, oh man, we gave it to a white dude. It used to be fine. Like it was just us.
Like maybe the
like-
Walker line of Phantoms may only go back 5 or 6,
Okay.
but
That makes
the
more sense,
Phantoms
'cause,
go
yeah.
back for like 20 generations.
Hey, can we have back our thing? You're kind of appropriating it. You could, I don't know.
I was thinking back to the display area of the cave with the various Phantom birth dates and stuff. So I was trying to piece that together with what they said they all killed one, but yeah, I don't know. That whole piece kind of messed me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's almost like the movie doesn't know who the bad guy is. It's almost like they haven't quite figured out the background of what they were doing. There's like, I don't know. There's been 21 Phantoms. That means 500 years. Well, that doesn't work. I don't care. Let's move on. Let Treat Williams scream at everyone.
Yeah.
Action. Go.
Wow, it was like I was on the
We
set.
built,
That was
we built
awesome.
the set. Let's do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Faster, more intense.
More intense. I built this. We have a Pirates of the Caribbean set. Just go.
Yeah, we're going to use the hell out of it. We need some flips and punches and kicks going on all over this thing.
what is this? Because there's a building and there's steam
Yeah.
and there's bricks. Like there's a fort in
I
here.
noticed, yeah, there's like a boiler room in this
Yeah.
play set. There's a submarine, torpedo launching station.
Yep.
There's
Sure.
the deck of a ship, It's a mishmash of and they
This is obviously their home.
Yeah.
This is obviously the home.
yeah. There's a
this thing
clay
over there.
tiled roof that the Phantom scrambles across at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, the terracotta.
yeah.
It is like the set of the Pirates of the Caribbean. When you're in that ride, there's like a bunch of, you go through the city, the town.
Yeah.
It's all, and the water's green with green lit water. It's very, when they came in, they were on this blue island, like blue watered island. Now it's all green. It's like, okay, guys, come on.
There's a helpful netting display above everybody. Comes into
Oh, yeah?
play.
There's a periscope for some reason.
Periscope. Yep. They got it all.
Yeah.
No wonder they don't leave.
It's very much an action play set.
Yeah.
It really
Oh,
really
yeah.
is.
I do like the pointer of the submarine pointer, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
It's like a lazy Susan that works on steam
Yeah.
and metal, and you can turn it and like
Launch,
torpedo
yeah.
out things. It's really cool. I don't know what it's useful for,
Right.
but it's a fun set piece. And that's where the finally James Remar and the Phantom are finally facing
Yeah.
off. And James Remar again has only brought a tiny knife to a knife fight. James, bring the right thing. You knew this was. Why don't you have your gun out
Yeah.
again? Both of them. Neither of them have a gun. The Nautilus is here. The this is where mystic shit happens.
Yeah.
The skulls attach and fly up together and Voltron
Yeah.
into the three heads.
So is
In
there
a
like
not so great,
yeah.
CGI.
Oh yeah, very Gremlins
Yeah.
level, which is like 10 years before. So you'd think that, I mean, at this point, hadn't Jurassic Park come out?
Yeah.
So we all in our minds. There's two things I always do. Another podcast, We Hate Movies, does this. If a movie's longer than Star Wars, it has to be better than Star Wars.
Okay.
And so they're like, this was longer than Star Wars, and it's a piece of crap. It's like one of those type of things. This movie's under that, so it's fine. But also, you can go with if it's after Jurassic Park, effects should be better.
Right. Okay. I mean, we talked about the CGI little haunted knife in the shadow. Like this is that level of just kind of bad CGI. That knife. Yeah.
So is there like a
But it doesn't last that long.
Nope. And speaking of not lasting long, James Remar is incinerated.
Yeah.
So is the ultimate power the power of laser? Is that what
Quote unquote lasers.
the ultimate power is?
I guess.
yeah?
I don't dig that the three skulls come together. I really love that the ring is the fourth skull. I dig that about it, but I don't dig that they just shoot laser beams at each other and cancel each other out.
And why does Treat Williams lean forward
Yeah.
like a weirdo?
Well, it's
Oh, he's about to slam. I'm watching it right now. He's about to slam Evil.
Yeah.
I'm
This is where I thought, but I don't think the ring is the skull. I believe the Phantom's head, like the Phantom wearing the ring, is the fourth skull.
Yeah.
I believe the ring is the conduit for
Okay.
well, it's
for
very
the
much
power. The power is within you always.
It's like the Schwartz
type of
from
thing.
Spaceballs.
It is. So the set, Treat Williams and the Phantom square off, and the Phantom uses the power of love and shoots the beam back. And purple is stronger than green.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, and blows up Treat Williams.
Evil is slammed.
And then the set Evil is slammed, and the entire base blows up.
Everything
and
blows up. Yeah.
The Phantom jumps out on that small submersible.
Yeah.
He follows the girls are inside of it, thank God. Because at first I was like, wait, where are the girls? Oh, they're in it. Never mind. So now the Phantom can put a baby in both of them.
God.
And, hedge his bets.
Yeah.
Why not, right? One of you's got to have a boy.
Right.
Yeah, but he can only tell one his identity.
The evil Sang Island blows up. The Sang Brotherhood is dead. I guess.
Oh man, the island blowing up, that doesn't look that great. You know, definitely
Nope.
some
Well,
some stuff superimposed onto other stuff.
It's also a volcano layer as well.
but-
So
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Yes, it's a lot. It's a lot of
Got
James
magma.
Bond all put
Yeah.
together. Magma. So now and then they fade back to the big book of.
Yeah,
Oh, guys, it's the book. It's the book. The League of
yeah,
Librarians.
yeah.
They're there.
It's like an
Oh, this is your part with the different Patrick.
yeah.
This is your part with the different
yeah, like the
headstones.
5 headstones
the
or whatever.
former. Yeah,
I like the one that just says 4
Yeah.
in Roman numerals.
it's an odd little like expositional postscript that we get here, because the Phantom just like lays it all out, like you know.
Oh, he's telling her everything. You got to. If you're gonna put a baby
Yeah.
in it, you gotta let her know.
That's right. Kind of tells her the whole like history of it, and you know he's not the first; he's just one of many, and yeah, and that leads to oddly, it's like it's almost setting you up to think like she's gonna stay, and they're gonna get together, and you know he'll then have have an heir, but she leaves. You know she prepares to head back to the city. Like I like that she's got enough agency that like she's gonna go live her life, not just pump out babies for the Phantom. So, but they leave.
Well, I love
it,
that she leaves, and in the director's cut, Asala is just in negligee in the other room,
right.
just waiting. Like was waiting on her to leave.
Yeah.
Let's get this party started. And then the wolf cries, and then he just takes off the mask. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Great ending.
What does
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Ghost Phantom Dad say? Like she'll be back or something?
Oh, I like her.
Well, yeah,
like that.
but I thought he said something.
Oh
while
yeah,
she was flying
go get
away.
her. Yeah, well, go after her or something like that. Yeah.
I thought it was like a voiceover, like while she's flying away. He's
Oh.
saying,
You got to put a
You're
ring on
right.
it.
Yeah, there is a voiceover saying
she'll
I forget how
return to the island or something, but she's
Yeah,
so it's
The-
It says we'll fight and then we'll win.
they'll meet up again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and then I can finally rest. Like, so I can rest.
yeah.
finally,
that's it.
something like that.
So he can't truly rest in peace until a baby is like
Until he
conceived.
knows that there's a successor. Yeah,
And that's the curse of all the Phantoms. They knew that going in.
that's right.
You will be in purgatory.
Yeah.
So the
until
most
your
annoying wingman
heir
ever.
can be-
Okay, got it. That sucks.
And then we get the reveal on the beach. Sala is getting the airplane ready. She's also pining a little bit, probably.
Yeah, and is she
He takes off.
is she far enough away that she can't see the reveal
He's hedging his bets.
when he takes off the cowl?
No.
I don't know.
You can see it.
It's a good piece because when he pulls off the cowl, the hair's there. So you're like, they had to like just barely put the mask on a little bit. It's like just barely pull it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they kiss,
Mm-hmm.
and she is now pregnant. That's
Right.
how Phantoms work.
That's how that works. Yep.
That's how it works.
In 1936, anyways.
Oh yeah, that's how it works.
So yeah.
He and the horse fist bump. That's great. And the horse goes, "You're my hero."
Wouldn't have surprised me. Would not have surprised me.
I love that the mask is already back on.
Yeah.
By the time he gets back on the
Yeah.
horse, they leave. Yeah, the movie basically ends with, "I'm Africa is my lady. I have to stay here. I have to stay in India /
Yeah,
Africa."
it's like that's kind of part of the deal. Like I gotta stay here.
And she looks down, and he's riding his horse, and she just smiles. That's it.
Yeah.
It's very
And he
okay.
rides the
She
horse
flies
to
off.
New York.
Yeah.
For a 9-hour flight in an open cockpit.
It's 6 hours by horse.
Yeah.
It's true. It is horsepower, desert power.
All right. Well,
Yeah, and the grand sweeping shot at the end of Indonesia, and it's at the end.
Yeah.
Directed by Simon Windsor. I would like to mention the musician, the composer on this, David Newman. Awesome.
It is good music.
Great
yeah.
score. You don't really notice like the theme, like you couldn't hum it right now.
Yeah.
The theme to Phantom, it's like, yeah, it's just it's epic. He did Bowfinger, Heathers, Matilda, everything. Broke Down Palace, Hoffa, the Nutty Professor, Throw Mama from the Train, War of the Roses. He's done everything. Everything.
This is David Newman or the
Coneheads.
director?
David Newman,
Okay.
the composer. Tons of music for everything. So if you've heard it, Frankenweenie, yeah, Tommy Boy. So he's not one of those ones that none of the things that I'm saying have music that you would remember.
Sure.
The Flintstones, that's good music. I mean, he didn't come up with the Flintstones song.
course.
He He composed the rest of the music around it. But I liked the music in this movie. This
did too.
one and The Phantom. I know he didn't do The Phantom, but those kind of movies, they all had to have some sort of epic sound without being superhero.
Sure.
It had to be of the time.
It needs to
had
be enough
campy.
Indiana Jones, enough like just action adventure without trying
It's
to
only
be,
an hour and 37
Yeah.
minutes. So if you're waiting on a recommend, watch this movie. It's an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's very short.
Yeah, let's go around and I guess let's do our most villainous and most heroic.
This planet, these people, they are nothing to me. You were made to be ruled. The universe is power. You unstoppable power. Come to me, son of Jor-El. Kneel before Zod. And I am that force. I am that power. In the end, you will always kneel. Kneel before your master.
I was thinking about it and I was like, does anyone in this movie, does an innocent person get killed? And for the most part, it's bad guys killing bad guys. Or
The librarian.
yeah, and then I thought, well, the Drax kills the librarian. He's probably about the closest thing to an innocent victim as we can get. So yeah, I think that's mine.
The people of Africa.
Yeah.
They're not killed, but
Exploited.
they are oppressed.
Um,
So colonization is the bad guy.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it was hard. I'm gonna have to stretch this one for villainous, and I'm gonna go with Drax at the museum saying nothing to see here. There's cookies over in the exhibit. There were no cookies.
Right.
You son of a bitch. How dare you?
The ultimate evil.
Yep.
The Great Depression just
Yeah.
ended.
Yeah.
And you're telling me there are cookies over here and there aren't?
I mean, he's hurting children. I mean, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
He said bring the kids.
That's good. Yeah.
My most villainous is James Remar because James Remar is always the most villainous.
Sure. I like their little side story of he killed the Phantom's dad, and there's a little bit of revenge there for those two. So
This movie would have been just fine with him and Drax. That's it.
sure.
Did not need Sala. Did not need Falco or whatever his name was. The other guy. Pinstripes. Did not need Sang Brotherhood.
No.
I was just like, ugh, okay. Those two would have been enough.
Yeah.
So that's my villain.
And it's I guess they wanted to make this a trilogy. They planned to do 2 more, and it's like they introduced 6 villainous, people or entities in this movie, and then kill all of them. Like save something for 2 and 3 or.
Well, I think the Sang Brotherhood is like, they're
Sure.
not just on the
Sure.
island. Oh, you got us when we were having a homecoming. Everyone was here.
right.
Damn. So I assume that because James Remar, he became one somehow,
Sure.
and they don't know
Just
him.
off
So
yeah, out in the world.
I believe there's a hero in all of us
I just finally know what I have to do.
that keeps us honest,
I'm here to fight for truth and justice in the American way.
gives us strength,
You will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive towards.
makes us noble.
And I know in my heart that it's right.
I think I'd have to go with Sala's turn, prompted by Diane, and I like that it's kind of a throwaway thing a little bit earlier when they're all in the car and Diane says to Sala, like, what are you even doing this for? Like, what do you stand for? And you can tell that Sala thinks about it. And then the next time that, obviously then on the island, she sticks up for Diane and makes, gets closer and closer to making that, I guess, more heroic turn.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go laundry chute.
Okay,
That's
jumping
a
in.
Heroic entrance if I've ever seen one.
Sure. What is this, a
I
ship
think the
full
hero
of
of
women?
this movie, ship full of women. I think this is the most heroic thing in this movie is Billy Zane's toupee. I think it does a lot of heavy lifting. And does not exactly, that doesn't stick the landing 100% of the time, but does good enough that where if my mom watched this movie, would not know that he had a wig.
And same with me.
Well, you're my mom.
Please,
Travis, I've been seeing your ghost for years.
please capture that
We do
audio.
a podcast. We're doing a podcast.
Yeah.
All right.
You're just waiting on me to have another kid.
Yeah. That's right.
It's not going to happen. I'm fixed. It's not happening, Travis. I'm the ghost who's
Always-
fixed.
I can always hope. Oh, shit. I did throw something out on the Facebook group asking people for just thoughts, comments about the Phantom. Of course, Dave Pallas, friend of the show, used it as a platform to launch into his deep rising love of some Treat Williams movie. So
yep. Go see Deep Rising. It's actually pretty good. If you have never seen a Treat Williams movie where he's not this character, he's a good actor. If you've ever watched Everwood, I have not. As I said last night, my joke was I never would watch Everwood. But if you have, he's really good. He's a really good actor. This movie, he's over. I
just haven't seen him in anything. I just haven't. I don't know till now. And Empire Strikes Back, of course. But Nate Withrow said, I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun, campy adventure movie that fell flat with a horrible ending, with very little action or tension, and very dated special effects. Also, the first time I watched this for my blog nearly 10 years ago with my then 5 or 6-year-old daughter, she was scared by the microscope booby trap. So
yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
a little history on Treat. Treat flies likes to fly vintage airplanes.
Oh,
so he's probably not long for the world.
Right.
Something will happen.
Harrison Ford.
Also, I love that he's on Twitter and he doesn't call his tweets treats. I wish he did. I'm gonna retweet you.
Yeah,
that would be so awesome. But he doesn't. Okay. Those are my updates.
Okay.
Treat Williams.
Thanks for checking in.
No problem.
We also have from Lynn Workman, who says, I enjoyed it. Very much a popcorn movie. He still has his skull ring and poster that was handed out the first time he saw it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I want that skull ring.
It says he'd read that Billy Zane worked out like crazy for it. And then the movie got put on hold, but then he kept in shape because he still wanted, to be ready when the movie came around. And Lynn says that I also remember it had a great website. Lots of production art, interactive menu, showed what was in the Skull Cave and where it came from, and stories about each of the other Phantoms. So maybe, hopefully that site has been maintained like the Space Jam website. So
I'm looking it up right now. Probably does not.
Yeah. I guess we should rate it. What do we all think about the Phantom, and what would everyone rate it?
I give it 4 skulls.
Okay.
Is that the highest rating? I don't know.
I'm at a solid 3. Like, I totally enjoyed this. It's a lot of fun to watch, but towards the end it really shows it's very paint by numbers, especially that end sequence it's just like we said, a theme park attraction era, like set. Yeah.
Which for an hour and a half movie, for it to fall apart an hour into it is a pretty weak movie.
But up until then, like, it's like Billy Zane is charming as hell. He has the right smugness that he's so confident as Kit Walker and as the Phantom. Like, he really buys into it. He sells that he wants to be doing this. I
That's
really
just him
like
putting his
him.
hands on his hips.
Yeah,
it's just hips. It's all hip talk. That's
right.
Just,
it's all in the hips.
You're like, that guy knows what he's doing. Like, if your bus driver got on the bus and put his hands on his hips before he sat down, he'd be like,
I feel good about this bus ride.
Drive the shit out of this bus. It's gonna be awesome.
Patrick, how about you?
It's a movie. I'm going like 2.5. I'm gonna go back to confusing with like Darkman and The Shadow and everything else.
Oh, Darkman.
Like they'll all lump it.
I like this better than I like Darkman. Does that? I think I just made Dave.
We'll put that on the poster.
I remembered liking Darkman, but I can't remember the movie that well.
Speaking of Darkman, like, somehow we missed putting it on the list. Like, it should have been on our list, I think. I just missed it, really.
Oh, I didn't realize it was comic related.
Well, it's that it wasn't based in comics. It was Sam Raimi's, like, he was creating an original comic book movie that just didn't have a original comic.
I think it counts as you don't have to put it in there. Then I give you leave.
Okay.
A pass. If it's not a real comic, it's just somebody being like, I'm going to make a comic book movie about something.
Well, but we've strayed from the list of has to be a comic.
You want to do Darkman?
I don't know.
You can go back and do it.
Yeah, but then I think it started
You're out
in
of order.
what, 92 or something.
Yeah, we'll break
You
the
got to
time
do a
continuum.
Patreon.
That's right.
Just do a Patreon of things you forgot.
Ooh, yeah, there you go. If you want to give us money, we'll do a Darkman trilogy.
Yeah. And if you want to give me money, I'll be on it with you.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
All right.
A lot of crickets after that statement.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it averages out to like a 3.
3.16, yeah.
Yes.
Repeating.
3.16 skulls.
That's right.
More than it deserves.
That's not a bad movie.
I think it's deserved, and
I
I
Watch it on a rainy day when you're sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oy.
That's it.
I don't think it's as bad as the reputation it has.
No, there was like, it's a bomb.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fun.
It is super fun. And it's an hour and a half. Again, by the time you figure out that it sucks, it's over. You're like, this sucks. Well, it's over.
That's a ringing endorsement.
That's the new rating system. Did you realize it sucked and when?
Let's talk about The Matrix, whatever it's called.
Oh, yeah.
The new Matrix movie. That was 10 minutes in. I went, this sucks. How much is left? 2 hours and a half. Oh, God.
Sorry, listener Jeff.
Sorry, listener Jeff, the only person who's come to that bat for that. I'm sure
All right.
it's fine. Like what you want.
Yeah.
Before we go, guys, I just want to hand you these Black Pearls. Thank you again for letting me be on.
Yeah.
Hard
Where those
pass.
things have been.
Hard pass.
Well,
Patrick, this is the only way Jonathan can rest.
yes. It's the only way my ghost can rest. Please take the Black Pearls. I need one of my children to have babies.
Yeah.
I'm so tired.
Ooh, I wonder if the wife of the Phantom has to be wearing the black pearls in order to conceive a Phantom. Maybe those are Phantom beads.
I don't like where this is headed, so I'm
I
going to
don't like where this is going.
say our next movie is going to be The Crow, City of Angels.
Yeah. I'm not looking forward to that one.
Yep. That's The Crow, City of Angels. So
I think its biggest claim to fame is the soundtrack, and that's about it.
yeah, I know Iggy Pop is in it. I've seen it
Yeah.
twice, maybe.
I've seen it once.
So,
I don't think I've never seen City of Crows.
well, I guess we'll see.
Yay.
Jonathan, what do you want to plug?
Minute Impossible. We have a bunch of episodes out right now for the holiday season, and we have a new format. So go listen to our podcast over there, minuteimpossible.com, or on any podcatcher. Same stuff.
Yep.
Different day.
Right on.
Go watch The Phantom.
Yeah.
And The Shadow. That's it.
Okay. Well, on that note, until next time, slam evil.
Slam it. I'm gonna put a phantom up in you.
That's so threatening.
People once believed that when someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead. But sometimes the crow can bring that soul back to put the wrong things right. I thought that Eric was the last. I never imagined there would be another.
It's another time. It's another world. And another has been chosen. The Crow, City of Angels.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. Find the show on Facebook and Twitter at Real Comic Heroes. All music and audio are the property of their respective creators.